everybody. So we're finally recording again and finally heading back to camp. I'm just went through Buffalo, heading down to what we call the Southern Tier, where our property is. Stop to make on the way. What the project we're going down for, we're gonna tap a bunch of maple trees to collect sap and make syrup. You know, we gotta kind of lay out a plan and collection system and whatnot. So this is brand new to me. I haven't done it before. I mean, I've tapped some trees a little bit, but running line, and you know, this is definitely not going to be a how-to. It's just how I'm doing it. So yeah, I think our goal, we're going to shoot for 2 gallons of actual syrup. So I believe, you know, a rough ratio is 40 to 1. So you need 40 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of syrup. So we'll see how much we can make. But today's part of the project is just getting the lines set up. It's still pretty much winter here. It's supposed to warm up during the week next week. Today's February 26th. So yeah, it's definitely still winter in the Buffalo area. But we'll get down there. We'll show you what we got, and we'll see if we can get the system set up. Alright, we made it down here. I don't think we're driving in though. That snowbank's still a couple feet deep on the edge of the road here, and who knows how much is out there, so we'll have to trudge our way in, and I don't know, see if we can get the tractor going. If we can, we'll plow in, and I'd like to drive in today, but if we can't, oh well, we'll be toting some stuff up and down the hill by hand. Well, a little good news, not that we've had bad yet, but got the gator fired right up, and it walked right up the hill. It's 2-wheel drive, but it does have a differential lock for the rear, so you definitely get 2 tires pushing you up the hill. But it's a hard pack from when we came here sledding a few weeks ago. It's melted, but sledding down the driveway just packed it right in. So It's working out for a lighter vehicle like this. Even if I got over the snowbank with the truck, I'm thinking that would sink even in the packed snow. So now you're worth it, since I can get this down there, got all my supplies, gas, air tank, propane, groceries. I think that's everything I had to get out of the truck. So I did go spot some trees. I came up with a plan for running the lines, so I'm gonna run this stuff down and I'll go show you what I come up with. Alright, well, finally up here. We'll show you what my thought is on this setup anyway. So you see the camper where we're at. You can see the gator, and then the truck. That's the driveway coming in. So we're going to use this tree here, I got the flag in, as an anchor point for the end of the lines. So if you look, let's see, that orange flag right there in the middle, that's going to be the other end of the line, or at least for one line. So I'm going to be anchoring it up there and down here at this tree, and I've got, I'll end up having 4 taps on this line. I was told to put no more than 5 taps on a line. I have 10 total, so I'm going to end up putting 4 here, and I'm going to kind of ignore the rules and do 6 going this way. See if I can find the other anchor tree. Oh, here. So you can kind of see the orange flag right about there in the middle. We got another anchor tree up there, and then a few trees on the way to this point to tap off of and tee into the anchor line. Now there's a lot of maple trees here. You know, like this one right here is a nice maple tree. It's like on the smaller side, but plenty big to tap. There's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. I mean, that's just within, I don't know, 30 feet of where I'm at. We got all these tons of maple trees, but I only have so much time to be able to boil and collect sap. So I think the goal is going to be 2 gallons of syrup, which I might have said already, but means I need 80 gallons of sap. I don't know, 10 taps. I could get that in one good run, and then I have to deal with it. So, all right. Well, we're gonna start stringing out some line, and hopefully, if we can see the line in the video, it might clear up what the plan actually is. All right. So I forgot to show you what I picked up. This is 500 feet of 5/16 line. It'll be our main line, our tap line, cover everything. These are the taps. The long part is where you drill the hole in the tree. You put this in the tree. Focus camera. And then the short part, you connect your tube. And it runs into a T that you put in your main line. And I'll show you how all this stuff's going to go together. Just got explained to me. I mean, I had a basic concept. This is an anchor fitting. I'll show you how that one works. Hard to explain, just holding on to it. So we got enough stuff to do everything we need to with 10 taps, and the length of the run's 500 feet. It's a lot of hose. So anyway, all right, we're gonna start trudging up the hill and get to the anchor trees. All right, so this is the anchor tap. Kind of see our spool line here. Got my cup of hot water. It helps you slip the fittings on, but you see the main tube. You put it through the fitting, wrap around the tree, and then you come in and put it here. So then when you end up running to the other end, you pull this tight, and that holds it in place on this end. You know, just loops around the tree and anchors it. Your tap for this tree ties into the top of this. This is an elbow. So go down in the tube and start running down the main line for the first tap. Now we're going to stretch it all the way down to the other anchor tree way down there, and we'll anchor that end. We'll have a length of tubing, and then we'll come back through and put all our T's in at the trees that we're going to, you know, tap on the way to the bottom anchor tree. So all right, here's our other anchor. Got the fitting on here. This one you point down because you're going to come off the bottom to go down to your collection, whatever you're dumping the sap into. You're on a leader from there down. See the line up through. Goes up and kind of pivots around one tree up there, but I still got some sag in the line. We can still pull it tight with this fitting. So if you pull the line this way, get the slack to go around the tree, and you slide that fitting up the tube, it'll shorten the length, and this acts like a grip. It'll hold it in place. I'll see if I can set the camera somewhere and show you what I mean. I don't have my mount to clamp onto something. I just have my phone right now. Let's see what we can come up with. All right, another anchor. Strung out. You can see the spool all the way down to the anchor tree. So I'll get that end anchored, and then I'll show you how we start tying in the T's to branch to each of the trees we're going to tap. All right, we got 2 lines stretched out. Kind of exciting. One that runs up through there. Got this other one. You can kind of see the anchor tree there, I guess. Right there. So you can see a couple of the trees in the frame that we're gonna end up tapping, so should work out well, I think. At least so far it is. Alright, so we got all the taps in on one line. There's the anchor guy. One tap. Like I say, you might see something if somebody knows more about this than I do. You might see that I did something wrong. I don't know. I'm figuring it out as I go. There's a T. Actual tap. So that was one. Got a second one on this tree. There you go, all the way up, but you can see the next ones. One at the anchor, and then 2 between here and the anchor. So now, so it's 5 total on this line. I got this tree right here. It's a weird split one. So I'm gonna go do the other line first, and we might have some better options on that one rather than tapping this just kind of weird split up tree. Alright, put you on the ground. We'll see if I'm going to tighten up this one line, show you how the anchor, you can take some tension out of the line. Just grab the line, pull it towards you, and push it through the thinning. And this slides down the line, so you're taking length out of here, putting it into the loop. And then you just look back down the line and you make sure that it's, you know, the sag doesn't go down lower, that it's always running downhill. So, not much to it, pretty simple. I like simple. Alright, so here we are. This is the second main line running down to the anchor tree. I got a tap on this one. Got a tap here. It's in the middle of getting this one here finished. So I had one up here and it come down to a T in this line here. I cut that because I want to add another T on there, tap the other side of the tree, and run 2 taps into one connection onto the main line. I'll have to step back so you guys can see what I'm talking about maybe. That tree on the right with the 1 tap hanging from it, it's a good sized tree. It's worthy of 2 taps. I actually put 2 taps in it last year. So I'm going to put 2 taps in it this year again because it did really well last year. And the problem I'm running into, see my thermos here, I got hot water in there. I dipped the tube in just to soften up the tip a little bit so I can slide it over the barb fittings. Problem is the water's gotten too cold, so it's not softening them up at all anymore. So I've got, this is the last tap, well, the second one in this tree. This is going to be the last tap I need to do. I got 9 done so far if you count this one hanging. Got up at the other end, this anchored tree. I got a tap in it. I haven't put the tap in the tree yet. I'll do that once. I want to wait and do it once I get all the taps in this line, because I got to tension up, you know, being at the anchor, I'm going to pull some tension, so I'm going to wait until that's done to put that tap in. So we're getting there. It's pretty cool. What I have left to do is I got to get the barrel that I'm collecting in. I'm going to use our water tote that we have. I don't know if you've seen it in my other videos. Alright, well, it's Sunday morning. I've already got the gator fired up in the trailer out here, obviously. I get going and I don't think about the camera, so. This is the water tote that we use to bring water for camp. So I'm going to use this because we won't need water any earlier than sap is actually running. So, so I'm going to throw this in the trailer. This is a really terrible camera setup, but I'm kind of at a lack of options right now. So now we see if we go up the hill. Alright, I think we're going to back up a little bit so we get a little better run at the hill. Alright, let's see what she'll do. speed, more speed. Alright, new idea since we can't get up the hill. I am going to put the tote in the back of the Gator. Skip the trailer for now. Well, that was fun. Alright, so now at least we'll have some weight in the back end. I don't know, hopefully that'll help. Let's go see if we make it up the hill. And we'll see if the GoPro will keep recording in the cold. It's like 23 degrees this morning, Fahrenheit. I don't know the Celsius conversion. We're like on top of frozen, like the snow melted a bunch and then froze. Alright, we're about there. I'm afraid of sinking in this frozen slushy mess. Well, it's not slushy, but it was slushy. It's all granular snow underneath the hard crust on top. Alright, before we get that tote put into position and set up, I want to get all the tubing up here done. I got this last connection to do for the second tap on this tree. I gotta go up and drill to tap at that anchor. We'll get that put in. I got my cup of hot water here, help soften up the tube. I was hoping to maybe set it up somehow and show you. Alright, so this is the tap up at the anchor tree. It's all set in there. Hopefully I did it right. but it all can flow down to the T or the anchor fitting. It'll all fill up and then start running down the line. I got it tensioned up pretty good. I don't know how tight is too tight, but I figure as long as I don't have any low spots, I don't need to go too crazy. This whole hill is quite a slope. Probably can't tell on the camera, but so this was our last set. We just worked on the 2 taps and 1 tree. 1 tap in this tree. We kind of pivot. We're using this tree as like a pivot to point back toward the bottom anchor. I'll grab my water and we're just gonna walk down the line here. Now, I don't know if it matters. I tapped what ones I could on the south facing side of the tree, like this one. The sun's kind of pointing directly at it now, but it's still, winter time, so the sun's still quite a ways south, not coming directly overhead yet. So I don't know. I don't know if the theory is the sun hits that side, it warms up and it runs better. Makes sense to me. So, all right. So I got this branch. It's kind of helping hold up the line a little bit too. So come through. This is all still sloping downhill pretty good. The line here. So keep going here. I'm going to tighten it up on this end. So what do we have? We had 1 tap at the anchor, 2 on that 1 tree, 1 on the pivot, and 1 on this last big tree. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 taps here. Yeah, so good. I think I got it even. 5 taps on each line, which is what was recommended to me, because this is 5/16 line. I mean, it only can flow so much. So now down here, what I have left to do is I got to connect some tubing to the bottom of those anchor fittings, and it'll come out of the bottom of there and go into the tote. So we're gonna take some tension up out of this line. I might even move it up the tree a little bit, so we got a ton of slope here, and that'll just guarantee I've got enough height to go down from here into the top of the tote here. All right, we'll get that set up. I'm gonna walk up this other line, just make sure everything's still good. Nothing popped loose after I worked on it yesterday. So, all right, well, I'll show you what we get, or what I got to do once I get the tote, get ready to do the tote. makes that so much simpler. So I got plenty of line, I can drop it into the top of the tank. For this run, now we gotta do the other one. All right, take the lid off, and then it's a matter of making sure we get it in there. You know what, I should pull these, try to straighten these out. Try to take some of that spring coily effect out of it. Yeah, didn't help. Just making you guys dizzy. Put it in there. I might pull the tote downhill a little bit more. I got plenty of tubing. Oh, enough hands. There, that's definitely running downhill now. I know there's low points in it, like those sags, but once they fill up, there's gonna be more fluid up above that'll push it over the top of the little hoop. Same concept as like a water level, I guess. You know, there's gonna be liquid much higher than this point here, so it'll push it just through gravity. So I have to grab something to just kind of set on top of the lid. That way we don't get a bunch of extra rain and anything falling from the trees in it. It all gets filtered, but still, we'll do that. I might see if I have some zip ties, see if I can zip tie that tubing to the frame of this tote too. So they don't just, if they fill up with fluid, they don't just pull out of the tote from the weight of the sap. Alright, so we're going to walk up the line of the other one, double check all the taps are in, and yeah, I think we're good to go. Alright, well, I think that's going to do it for us today. Got all the lines run, we got the barrel set up down there to collect. Now all we gotta do is wait for it to warm up a little bit, and we'll get some sap running on these lines. So today's Sunday. During the week this coming week, I think there's like 1 or 2 days that are above freezing, so it's a crapshoot, I think, of whether it will actually run or not on those days, because I think the highs were, you know, 36, 38. I don't know if it'll be warm enough to run or not. We're on a north facing slope, so we get, you know, probably we stay the coldest, but you know, we'll have to see what happens. So but yeah, so that's gonna do it for this one, and hopefully next week, if it runs, we'll do a video on, you know, collecting and boiling some of it down. I'm gonna try to, I got a propane burner that I'm gonna just put some sap in a pot to boil it down some. It takes a long time, but I can boil the sap that I collect here, and then that'll get it down to a concentrate. I'll take that concentrate home just so it's less liquid to, you know, have to move and handle. But then I'll probably finish it at home during the following week, and hopefully if I get all the sap processed from this coming week,
this next weekend, then the following week we'll get more, and you know, it'll be a couple weekends a row of boiling and collecting. So, but yeah, so that's gonna do it. I appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.